Hey guys, it's Lauren Ratcliffe here. I hope you guys are doing good. Today is September the 11th, 2024. And if you all remember what was the main event of 2001, yeah, 9/11. I can't believe it's been 23 years since it hit. And as most of y'all know, I did write a book called Lipstick and Autism, and I try to make videos on here about my chronic experiences with living with autism and chronic pain sometimes, because I do have some conditions that cause chronic pain. I don't usually talk about my ear issues because my ear has not been the main focus, but I do have problems with my ears. Always have. And I kind of thought I dodged that bullet, but obviously when I got COVID, no, it all came back again. So anyway, let's go over my ear history. My sister and I have both had ear issues all of our lives. Starting when I was 4 years old. Because I was 4 when I first had surgery, I don't remember a time in my whole growing up years that I didn't have tubes in my ears. So I had a tonsil and adenoidectomy with tubes in my ears, and my sister had tubes in her ears the same day that I did. And according to my mom, it was on the day that the Challenger shuttle went up into space and it killed all them astronauts on board. And the thing about having tubes in your ears is it hurts like Hades when you get water in your ear. Because what they do when they put a tube in your ear, they make a hole in it and they put a tube in your ear. And there's several different types of tubes that you can put in your ears. Also, most of the time, when I've had tubes put in my ears, I've had the ones that look like little crosses. You can barely see them. Sometimes they're blue, sometimes they're green. I don't know how many times I've had them in, but I know I've had them in several times as a child and once as an adult. I think I've had them put in 3 or 4 times as a child because they wouldn't stay in my ears and they kept falling out. They're supposed to stay in, but they wouldn't. I had a lot of fluid in my ears. I have what's called eustachian tube dysfunction. All along, I felt like something different needed to be done with my ears. I didn't always agree with the way that tubes worked when you had them put in. But at the same time, I didn't always agree with taking antihistamines. I don't think antihistamines cure it. When I was out of beauty school, I went back to the ear, nose, and throat doctor because my mom wanted me to keep following up. Well, they recommended that I have what's called a tympanoplasty done. When you have a tympanoplasty done, what they do is they cut a piece from another part of your body and they paste it to your eardrum. In my case, I had it pasted from another part of my ear to my eardrum, and he reshaped my ear canal in the process. To be honest with you, that didn't work. Because by the time that I had it done, like within 3 months, we didn't even have the bill paid off from the surgery, and the hole already popped itself back open again in that ear. Unfortunately, guess what happens? I have to have tubes put back in again the year that my sister got married. And that was also the year that I had my laparoscopy done where they found the endometriosis and burned it off of me. And when I went back for my follow-up, they already fell out. And I was like, good night. 2018, the year that my niece was born, they still wanted me to come back for a regular visit once a year because I still had the hole in one of my eardrums. I caught COVID in 2022. That screwed everything up. As you all know from previous videos, I've been vaccinated for COVID and I've had every shot that I was allowed to get for COVID. after having COVID and recovering from it and then getting the new vaccine that was available for the year as a booster, I went back to my family care provider for one of my regular visits, and I told her that I was worried about my ears because I'd been having some more symptoms with my ears. And also, right around that time, and it had been almost 20 years since my tympanoplasty, I started getting tingling in the site where they cut the piece of it off at, and I thought that was related to the beats because I wear beats when I work out, and here's the beats I wear when I work. I had a hearing test, and she scheduled me to meet with the ear, nose, and throat doctor that started coming to that clinic, and I decided to just stick with him because, you know, that clinic is only just 10 minutes from where I live versus where my old doctor was. Not that there's anything wrong with him. There's not. Plus, I had read about and watched about this new procedure for eustachian tube dysfunction where they go up through your nose and they inflate the eustachian tube, and it's supposed to provide better relief for people that have problems with their ears like me. And I described all of my symptoms to this new doctor, and he knew about my history, and so anyway, he refers me over to get a hearing test done at the hospital, and I get the hearing test done, and I go back about a month later, and he's like, I can't treat you. Your case is too complicated. So he refers me to an ear specialist. Yes, this ear specialist does do the procedure that I ask about, and right now I'm scheduled to have it done tomorrow. But unfortunately, guess what? I also have to have the tubes put back in my ears. Ugh, I don't like that. So we'll see how that goes. And I told this doctor that is doing my surgery tomorrow that it's probably not going to last over a month. He kind of acted like he wanted to put me on antihistamines again. I said, no, I'm not taking them. And I was really adamant about getting this procedure done. I'm getting it done, but he wasn't going to do it unless he could put the tube back in. I'm like, okay. Well, that day, immediately after the appointment, I was scheduled for surgery. The only thing that they had to do today was just call me and confirm me what time this surgery was. And unfortunately, it's at 5:30, so guess these ENT surgeons like to get their surgeries done early. Actually, most doctors do not do this procedure. There's only a handful of them that do. They mostly do the tubes put in your ears, or they put you on antihistamines if you have my ear. My new women's health care provider gave me a round of antihistamines to take every day for my bladder problem, but I didn't want to do it because they gave me some really unpleasant side effects with my moods. Guys, thank you. Bye. Wish me luck tomorrow. Bye.